Okay, go ahead.
In accordance with NJSA 10:4-6 et sec, the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, announcement is made that notice of this meeting has been provided by the Board Secretary to the Daily Record and was published on August 1st, 2020, and again on August 12th, 2020, by stating the time, place, and date of all regularly scheduled meetings. Nora, you want to call the roll?
Mr. Jaskowitz.
Here.
Mr. Parikh.
Here.
Mr. Prasad.
Here.
Mr. Reddy. Mr. Willand.
Here.
Chairman Irakane.
Present.
We have with us tonight the Board Attorney, Mr. Herniak, and Board Planner, Mr. Chadwick.
Let's start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nora, is this meeting being videotaped?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, I'd just like to welcome everyone. This is our first meeting in about 6 months, I guess, give or take a couple of weeks. And we look forward to moving on and taking care of everybody's needs. At this point, is there any member of the public that has any business to be brought to this board that is not on this evening's agenda? I hear none and see none. I guess we can go right into the cases then, right, Nora? We don't have any resolutions or anything? No, right?
No, I'll have a couple for next time in a bunch of minutes.
Next week? Okay. All right, so the first case is Chris and Allison Dahlhaus, 230 Park Road. C variance to construct, install a detached garage, driveway expansion, walk, and stairs, and solid fence. You want to come forward? Where are they gonna?
They're
They're
gonna
at the
speak, the microphone's
microphone?
right there,
Okay.
they're not coming forward.
I have to get used to the procedures here.
Will you both be testifying?
Why don't you swear them both
I
in?
think I don't think I can talk, sorry, louder than him.
Okay, if both of you will, then I'll both ask you to raise your right hand. If it's only one of you, then whoever it will be.
I think they have any questions, people.
All right, please both raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to offer before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
There's Allison Dahlhaus, ALISON-DAHLHAUS.
A-U-S?
Correct.
Sir?
Christopher, D-A-R-I-S, T-O-C-H-E-R, Downhouse, D-A-H-L-H-A-U-S.
And both of you are owners of the parcel?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you're looking for a detached garage, a driveway expansion, a walk-in stairs, and a 6-foot-high solid fence.
Yes.
I'm looking at your survey, which appears to be very busy. You have a 1-story frame house, and you're proposing the detached garage be positioned towards the rear of the property.
Correct.
Okay, and you need a accessory height, variance. You need a front yard Route 80 through lot.
Correct.
Existing is 124.8, allowed is 50, proposed is 10. Someone's gonna have to explain that.
Where are you reading, Mr. Chairman?
I'm reading on page 2 of the
Application?
The cover.
Jennifer's report. Jennifer's report.
The through lot, when I was actually asking the engineer about it, is basically if you can drive through Route 80, which you can't because there's nothing there, there's a wall. So it's considered a through lot because our property's in between two roads. But technically you can't drive through the lot to get from one road to the other.
What is it, like 2 front yards, John?
Yeah. You know, the through lot in this case doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything.
No.
You don't wanna go out on Route 80 from your property anyway, right?
They can't.
I can't. Is there a wall there? Is there?
There's a wall.
Yeah. All right. We gotta fix some of these things. And impervious coverage, you're looking for a 5%, 5.4% over the allowable amount. Now, your width of your property appears to be,
It's very narrow.
so narrow, it was like almost 100 feet?
Yeah, so the front of our property is actually larger than the back of the property, so it's very narrow. It was actually built with uneven setback. So, our house actually sits considerably farther back than the others on our street. So we need the length in order to accommodate the garage, and our house actually starts considerably farther back on the front.
Okay, now, let me ask a question regarding the height of the accessory building.
Okay.
Explain to me what this building is gonna look like and why you can't go with 15 feet height.
Sure.
What,
So, actually, we're going at 18.4, this is a small, difference into what is allowed. We have some larger vehicles that we own, so it will accommodate that, and it'll actually mirror very similarly to our house. Our house is blue and white, so it will look very similar. It's not gonna be a steel building, it won't look different, it will blend in with the house
is
appearance.
that three-car garage?
Yeah,
Three-car garage.
What are you holding up?
The garage.
the garage.
Okay, the one with the doors, there's two garage doors, and what's that other door?
Seven garage, smaller one.
So how big is this garage?
I think it's 14, over 1,400 square feet.
Chairman, quick question. Ma'am, you mentioned 18.4,
18.6, I'm sorry.
that is 18.6?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Nora,
And the
Nora,
other-
excuse me one second. Did we get those plans, Nora? We have them. We have them. So she doesn't,
Do you have it? Yeah, I
so
don't,
we don't have to have her mark those as inevitable?
No, I have.
Okay, fine. Go ahead, you can proceed.
The one other thing that we did was, the garage is actually, an accessory side yard setback is 10 feet, we actually did 20, so we're closer even actually in to the property. Right? Yeah, we're allowed 10 feet, we actually pushed it into 20 feet. So it's closer in versus being so far outside the property line.
So you're more than 10 feet off the back line?
So the back line is, we're at 10 feet of the back line, on the side, we're 20 feet in.
Okay. So you don't need a side yard or a rear yard setback?
We do not know.
Is there a second floor in that garage?
No,
It's,
And this, I mean, where do you store these vehicles now?
right now we don't have,
All over the place. So what you're looking to do is to make things convenient for yourselves, be in one place. You want to do a neat look, make it look like your house. Now, from the street, how visible is this gonna be?
from the street, it's gonna be very considerable back, because again, our driveway is very long.
I'm just looking, it's like hundreds of feet, right? It's gotta be like 250 feet.
Yeah. Something like that.
100, okay, so it's like 2/3 of a football field. Okay. Any other questions by members of the board?
Just a couple. So the detached garage is how far is it from the house?
60 feet, 70 feet.
Yeah, that looks probably,
Okay.
I don't have a scale with me or anything, but if you just
pretty
eyeball it.
close.
And you don't want it closer to the house because?
I just figured farther away would be better.
Right, there are no backyard neighbors, so the farther back we was, it would be the better. That way we can get vehicles in and out as well, and we would still have some greenery and be able to put some grass in between the patio and deck and the detached garage.
So are the vehicles you have for a business you have, or they're just
They're all personal.
personal enjoyment vehicles? Okay.
If I'm looking at the property, front to back, to the left, how close is your next door neighbor's house?
To what on,
To your property line?
If you're standing and looking at your house, what's right and left of your house?
well, the left, where the garage will be placed, but it's now 50 feet from the garage.
Okay.
I drove by the property today, and the one complicating factor is they're right on the curve of Park Road. So frankly, when you're looking into their property from Park Road and you're saying the house on the left, it really is on an angle quite a bit away from where they're at, quite frankly, as I saw it today, okay? The property on the other side is a bit closer, and they have a pool out there, right? Or,
Yeah, and her house actually, if our house starts here,
Yeah.
her house starts up here. That's what I mean, like our house is.
Yeah, they're
our
all
house
set.
is So far back.
Your house is farther back.
Oh, yeah, quite a bit so, quite a bit so.
And it's a pretty sharp bend on Park Road, so we're looking forward to getting that new driveway so we can safely get in and out of it. It's a bit challenging right now. Drainage water actually comes into the property, just because of years of not, doing the driveway properly.
So you have no garage back there right now? That's what you're building?
There is grass back there right now.
Okay. And so the driveway, am I missing this on the plan, Mr. Chairman? The driveway you're gonna have back to the garage, right?
Correct.
Is that on here now?
Yes,
Okay, I guess I'm missing it. Is that covered in the impervious coverage thing then?
Yeah, it would be, yes.
it's all included in that, right? Which is why it's longer, because it's a narrow piece of property, which requires the driveway to go all the way up to the side.
Have you done any consulting with an engineer with
We did.
regard to the drainage and things like that? You're gonna do zero additional flow from rainwater, things like that?
Correct, that's great. So we've actually been working with a really good engineer, and when you disrupt a certain amount of soil, you have to go to the soil conservation survey, so we actually went and got our certificate already, have our application there. We are doing a seepage test, and we're actually gonna mitigate the water not only from the house, but also the accessory into the seepage tank.
Okay,
So we're actually, the town doesn't require your accessory to mitigate into the seepage tank, but we're actually taking the extra measure and doing so.
okay.
What's the nature of the certificate you received?
Moyle County Survey Soil Conservation.
Soil
We're doing
conservation.
A seepage tank for destruction.
Yeah, no, I understand. I just wanted to know what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a.
No, that's all right. I just
Yeah,
need to make
yeah,
a record of it.
let's mark that as A1 and
You
give
want to
it,
introduce that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I think that's
Is
important.
this my
I actually
copy?
have a copy of it.
Oh, okay, we got a copy.
We
so
got it.
don't-
You
We don't
have
have
a
to mark it, we got a copy.
Can I have it? I need a marker. So this is application 19:66. Today,
How's the vegetation toward the back of your property?
today's the 12th.
Is it developed or is it in a rough?
I've been trying my best to make it something.
We'll make this A1.
Are there trees back there?
No,
No?
Not much.
Not
Oh,
much,
okay.
no.
they were all taken out when Interstate 80 went through.
I mean, it's right on your baby, you have a, right there.
Literally, the Interstate 80 wall is the back of the property.
Yeah, I
We bought the property in 2017, and it was very overgrown from just years of, neglect and renters and stuff, so it took us about 2 years to even, get all the weeds off the property, and removed a few trees just so, thankfully, we didn't damage our house, especially this last storm.
Any other questions by the board?
I just have a question, not to clear it, is this driveway is off of Park Road?
It's, we're half this.
Our house is on Park Road.
Right, so I cannot see in this drawing that you made, I can see, is the width, the 12 feet of proposed paved drive, it goes all the way straight to the Park Road?
Yes. Yes, Park Road straight to the back of the garage.
You're correct, it doesn't show well on this drawing.
No, it doesn't. That's a confusing part.
The last ones were submitted, to Jennifer, to keep the
Because here I can see only up to like, the proposed lane. But beyond that, it's like narrow,
Oh, yeah, I have on the sheet, that's the sheet.
Are there any members of the public that have any questions of these witnesses on the testimony given this evening? Please come forward. You guys want to just let him have the microphone? You got to come up and identify yourself and speak into the microphone.
Sir, at this point, this is solely for asking questions. Okay, may I have your name and your address, please?
Alan Tedesco, 202.
Alan, I'm sorry, if you could spell the last name
T-E-D-E-S-C-O,
and your address, sir?
202 Park Road.
Park Road? Okay. Go ahead, sir.
My only question, and the only thing I really noticed from the drawing, my question is,
garage of the new building was 40 feet. That's a pretty large building, 40 feet.
Sir, if you're going to be testifying, that's different. I'm going to have to put you under oath, which is fine.
What's your question?
My question is, am I recognizing that number as the correct 40 feet depth of the building?
Approximately, and your question would be, ask the applicant, why is it this big?
I'm just curious, why is it so deep?
Can you,
That's the question.
can you explain why you want 40 feet?
Yes, sir. I have a show vehicle that's strictly for shows. I'm planning on keeping it on a trailer parked inside the garage, so I need the length to accommodate the vehicle on the trailer and the length of the trailer.
Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Any other
Testa.
member of the public have any questions of these witnesses on the testimony given? I hear none and see none. There's nothing else you'd like to add, right?
No, no, sir.
Good, okay. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak in opposition to this application? In support of this application? I hear none and see none. Someone like to make a recommendation?
Yeah,
Mr. Jaskowitz, you look like you're
it's been
waiting
6 months.
to do this.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm gonna be voting for it. You have all your ducks in a row. There's nobody objecting to it. You're taking some cars off of maybe an eyesore, putting it into a nice building that matches the house. You have your Morris County soil, you got everything going, so I'm gonna be voting for it and recommending everybody do so.
Someone frame a resolution so we can move on? Mr. Willens?
Already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He volunteered.
Oh, I'm sorry, turn it on. The button on it here, I'm sorry, I should have turned that on for you.
He's technologically challenged. We only have one case?
No, they have them waiting outside. Oh, we call them in one at a time. Like my doctor's office, like my dentist, like everything else I go to.
My podiatrist. This morning.
Oh.
They break the doorknobs, both doorknobs,
You know, I've had a hot tub in my house for the last 20 years. It was when we did the addition, the thing was built around the hot tub. It's 36 inches tall. The doorway is only 32. I'm there with a sawzall. It's big, yeah, 23 years old and done. I'm there with a sawzall, trying to cut this monster. Oh my God.
That microphone seems to be broken.
That's what,
Yeah.
31 years we've been
I was
dealing
gonna
with
say,
this.
same, that's all
I
that
think
works.
somebody would have come up with a solution.
Yeah, 5 months to correct this stuff.
Okay, Mr. Reddy.
Yes, application 19:66, Chris and Alison Dalhas, 230 Park Road, Block 98, Lot 52, Zone R1, to issue or grant C variance to construct detached garage, driveway expansion, walk and stairs, and solid fence, contrary to section 430-13. B under parenthesis 1 and 430-35 column 4 and 13.
Is there a second?
Second Prasad.
Thank you. Any discussion? Nora, call the roll.
Mr. Jaskowitz,
Yes.
Mr. Parikh,
Yes.
Mr. Fasad,
Yes.
Mr. Reddy,
Yes.
Mr. Willens,
Yes.
Chairman Irakane.
Yes. Result is the variance is granted.
Thank you very
Wish you the
much.
best of luck,
Thank you.
and,
Yep, call the next one.
I hope your experience here tonight has been a pleasant one,
Do have some good news.
and I'm sure Nora's probably taken very good care of you, right?
Yes, everything's been good.
That's good. God bless.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
You guys have a
What's
good
the
night.
show car, by the way? Oh, yeah? Keep it safe.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming, folks.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, it's one of those monster trucks.
I think so, yeah. Probably not quite as large. It's a 250, so it's pretty good. Chairman, are we skipping? Yeah. What's going on with 1968, Chairman? Are we skipping that?
Skipping what?
The first one on the agenda?
Yes, he did not notice or something? He,
Oh, that's the one, Nora, with the newspaper issue? 1968?
No, he only put it in the newspaper. That's a different person.
That's a different one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not on for tonight?
No, we're just going to announce, the date we're carrying it to tonight.
Okay.
No.
we're trying our, I have some stuff to do.
Terrible.
Yeah, if you guys can, just go back another row and further, no, yeah.
Terrible.
Why can't you just replace the man, and let Canal?
And then you want to stay 6 feet from the gentleman over here.
Okay, let's call case, 2007, DGN Investments LLC.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Larry Rakin. I am the attorney for the applicant. And to my right is Mr. Miola, who I intend to call to testify on behalf of the application.
Did you want to have opening remarks or go right to your witness, Counselor?
I'm sorry.
Did you want opening remarks or to go right to your
No,
witness?
I'd just like to go to my witness.
Okay. If he could approach the microphone, we'll have him sworn in. Sir, if you could raise your right hand, do you swear that the testimony you're about to give before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Could you please state and spell your name for the record?
Sir, Frederick C. Miola, M-E-O-L-A, 28 Whippany Road, Whippany, New Jersey.
Frederick, traditional spelling.
F-R-E-D-E-R-I-C-K.
And, Mr. Miola, what is your title today, and what capacity are you testifying?
I'm a licensed professional engineer, land surveyor, and planner in the state of New Jersey.
Are your licenses current in the state of New Jersey?
Yes, they are.
Have you ever been before this board?
More times than I want to admit. Hi, guys.
Mr. Chairman, I don't feel it's
I don't think,
necessary to strike him as an expert.
I mean, I think him and I go back at least 25 years.
My
Good, now you had
condolences,
me feel
my
good. Now I
condolences,
feel old.
Mr. Miola, for that. Okay,
You can
Counselor.
proceed.
Mr. Miola, have you reviewed the application in this matter?
Yes, I have.
And have you reviewed the plans submitted by DGN Investments LLC?
Yes, yes, I have.
And you've looked over the various variances that are requested here?
Yes.
Can you please explain to the board what the application is and what the variances are that are being requested by the applicant?
What we have is, this is an existing 40-foot lot on Hamburger Road. It's known as number 51 Hamburger Road, lot 240, lot 15. And it's in the R4 zone. The ordinance requires 6,000 square feet. The lot has only 4,000 square feet. It's supposed to have a minimum of 60-foot lot width, and we only have 40. The front yard presently on the existing house is 24.8. With the new house, we're gonna move it back. It'll be 27 feet, so it'll conform with the 25-foot requirement. The side yard is minimum of 6 feet, and we're gonna have 6-foot side yards. The rear yard is a requirement of 20, and we'll have 27 feet. The building coverage requirement is 20%, and we're gonna have 31.8.
If you had a conforming lot, would you be okay on that? Most,
No, it's over on the coverage.
no, I mean, if you had a conforming 6,000 square foot lot, would your 31 feet be, would it be,
I believe the answer is yes.
okay. It would be close anyway, right?
Very close.
Okay. I like to just bring that out so people understand that we're stuck with a lot of these 40 by 100 lots and there's nothing we can do
Yeah,
about it.
they're scattered all over Lake.
All over the town.
Same instance with the total coverage, right? If you had a good
Yeah,
farming
6
lot,
inches.
you'd be well under it.
Yes.
And everything else you comply with.
Everything else we can comply with.
Your application says you have 1,271 square foot of house.
Yes.
That's per floor,
Yeah,
correct?
that's a footprint.
So you have 2,600, roughly 2,600?
Yeah, that's including the garage and the front porch, I believe. I know it's the garage for sure.
How many tear downs and rebuilds have we got over this neighborhood? I haven't seen a Hamburg Road case.
Which, I'm sorry, John, I can't
I'm
hear you.
trying to think if I saw something on Hamburg Road recently.
I don't remember anything on Hamburg Road.
I don't either.
But there are other 40 by 100s on this block.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there
We've got
are,
one right next door to us on one side, and right around the corner, there's about 4 of them in a row. So they're scattered throughout this area.
the real question is, I mean, this is a fairly, not a big house, but what does it look like in this neighborhood?
I think this house would fit in with the neighborhood, especially with the newer houses and the ones that have been added on. So a lot of these real small houses have been added additions. So, you know, it's in keeping with what people expect today in a home.
Well, I agree with that, I'm just wondering whether.
It's a good use of the property, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a perfect use. I mean, it's what's gonna happen to all these bungalows.
Yep, little by little. Any other questions of Mr. Miola? Any members of the public have any questions of Mr. Miola? I hear none and see none. Do you have any other witnesses? You have any other witnesses?
No, I have
That's
no
it?
other witnesses. No other witnesses.
Okay,
The applicant's here, but you can't add anything to what Mr. Viola has already given you.
so that's your case. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak in opposition to this application? In support of this application? I hear none and see none. Someone like to make a recommendation? This looks like a de minimis request.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a de minimis request. Clearly, a new home in that area would be a compliment to the area, in my opinion. They have the proper people involved in consideration. So I will be voting in favor of this application.
Thank you. Someone frame a resolution?
I'll do it, Mr. Chairman. Application 20:7, DGN Investment, 51 Hamburg Road, block number 240, lot 15, zone R-4, to issue or grant a C variance to construct a two-story single-family dwelling with attached garage and rear landing and stairs contrary to section 430-35, column 2, 3, 10, and 13.
Second, Jaskowitz.
Any discussion, Nora, call the roll?
Mr. Jaskowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Parikh?
Yes.
Mr. Prasad?
Yes.
Mr. Reddy?
Yes.
Mr. Willens?
Yes.
Chairman Irakin?
Yes. Result is the variance is granted. We'll memorialize this in, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? No, no, no.
September 2nd, I think.
September 2nd, we'll memorialize everything, okay?
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
it's good seeing you guys.
Yeah, tonight it was good to
Good seeing you, Larry. At first I didn't recognize you, Larry. I
I
apologize.
know, I knew that. And
I apologize.
I do until I looked at the sign. I cheated. Bernie still sit on this?
What's that?
Bernie still sit on this?
Yes, Bernie, because of his health is not coming out. You know, he's got his issues and,
I'll give him-
I mean, he's healthy as far as I know.
All right, I'll call Bob.
Yeah.
Before you call in that, well, go ahead.
Go ahead, what's up?
Thank you. Good night. Rear yard.
There you go. That's what I thought. I looked, I didn't see anything in
I thought so too.
Yeah.
We didn't have it in the record officially.
I think that's the first time I've heard an application where they had frontage on Route 80 and they had to deal with it.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had.
I believe we have another one coming up.
Oh, really? John, you ever remember that, having a frontage on?
There's a bunch of lots up there that,
But I don't think anybody has ever come for a front
yeah,
yard.
sometime or other, somebody interpreted Route 80 as you know, having the same status as the street. but Route 80 is prohibited access.
Yeah.
And that's one of the definitions, so, you know,
Isn't there a wall the whole distance along there?
there's a big sound wall up there, too.
Yeah, I don't know why you need a fence if you got that sound wall.
I don't think it's worthwhile changing our ordinance to try to deal with it.
No, for a few houses that are along there.
Well, there's probably have a couple hundred lots like that.
Are they really?
Yep.
Okay, this is case application 2002, Ted Haverkost, 22 Ridgewood Avenue. See variance to construct a two-story addition, greenhouse addition, and deck with stairs. Come on up, sir. Use the microphone in the middle there. You bring all your papers with you or whatever you need. Okay.
Sir, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to offer before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could please state and spell your name for the record.
Ted Haverkost, last name is spelled Haverkost.
Sir, you're the owner of the property?
I am.
Okay.
Well, technically Mount Tabor's leasehold, so I'm an owner of the building, but the property is on a 99-year perpetuating lease.
Fair enough.
That's
It's your
in favor.
application, correct?
It is.
Chairman?
Okay, so, the infamous Mount Tabor.
Yes.
Sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're not so easy.
This is a huge lot. in Mount
I was gonna
Tabor.
say, how big is this lot?
It's about a half acre.
In Tabor, what'd you do? Knock some of your neighbors' houses down?
It's my second home in Tabor, actually. We started small, and as we got kids, we need more space.
This one's down at the back, right?
It's, it's toward the backside, not near the center of town.
Right.
Are you closer to the golf course, or?
I'm about 2.5 blocks from the golf course, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're looking to put a two-story addition, a greenhouse, which sounds very nice, and an open deck with stairs. And
You're right on the property line.
all,
Yeah,
oh,
the house is
everything
about
is
6 inches from the property line.
6 inches from the property line?
Yeah, I've got a little, a window that juts out from my kitchen, and it actually extends over the property line,
Oh,
so.
gee. Now, how close is your house to your next-door neighbor?
To that neighbor, it is probably 15 feet or so.
Okay, okay,
The downhill neighbor, it's much more distant.
okay. So you're not gonna be necessarily intruding on your neighbor's peaceful,
No, there's actually shrubbery and trees between the two houses, so there's you can't really see unless you're up on the upper level. But we have a good relationship, so
and you told them what you're doing and everything?
I talked to him about it, yes.
Okay.
How much higher is he than you?
I don't know the exact elevations, but it's, maybe 6 to 10 feet?
Yeah.
You're below him?
Yes.
And the greenhouse is what, 1 story?
Yeah, it's a misnomer, it's not a greenhouse, it's really a bay window, a large bay window, and we are just simply replacing that, as we do we're blowing out the back to make the kitchen larger, because it's very small. We can't even open the, oven and the dishwasher at the same time, so it's a little tight. So we want to expand into the existing footprint of the back deck to enlarge the kitchen. And right next to that is this bay window that kind of needs some work, so we figured we'd replace it at that same time.
Okay.
They called it a greenhouse in the end.
So it's not a separate structure you're building?
It's not, it's part of the house.
But
I
it
thought
said-
you were gonna have
it-
nice plants and,
Oh,
you
it's
know,
got plants in it, right?
tomatoes
It's
and
southern facing,
zucchini
so-
and, yeah.
Maybe I'm reading the plan wrong. It says 2-story addition,
Yes,
so it will be 2 stories.
it will. So as we bump out to that existing footprint of the deck, we're going to add on top of that as well, because a bedroom upstairs is very small, and we said, let's make it larger.
Okay. And the architectural will match what you got, more or less?
I have preliminary plans if you'd like to see.
Just yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions by the board?
So the way it reads, it was gonna be a two-story addition. Actually, what you're doing is putting another room above the current first floor in the back of the house.
I am bumping out
Yeah, I
the
got
first
that.
floor
I got
kitchen
that, yeah.
and adding on top of that as well,
And the
so,
bump out is where you currently have a deck,
exactly.
and the deck's gonna be gone.
The deck's gonna be gone, but I'm gonna add a new
Got
deck
it.
beyond that, about the same size as the existing deck, so it's not large.
Any other questions by the board? I will note for the record, there are no other members of the public here. There's nothing else you want to add, is there?
No, I'm happy to answer any more questions.
And I will also note for the record that there are no members of the public here, so I will not ask for objectors or people in favor. And we can go to make a recommendation here. Somebody help me out?
Yeah, I'll recommend, approval. It's de minimis in nature, making for a more comfortable home, not changing anything, and no objectors here, so I'll be voting for it.
Thank you.
What would we say, compatible,
Finishing?
exterior finish?
Yes, it's gonna be consistent with the existing.
Exterior in conformity with the rest of the house.
Correct.
We've had some surprises.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, is there someone to frame a resolution?
I'll go ahead. So that, C variance be granted, to Ted Haverhurst, 22 Ridgewood Avenue, to, do a 301 square foot, two-story addition, to rebuild the greenhouse and have an open deck staircase in the back, in compliance with section 430-35, count 5 of the ordinance.
Second ready.
Any discussion? Nora, call the roll.
Mr. Jaskowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Parikh?
Yes.
Mr. Prasad?
Mr. Prasad?
Yes. Mr. Reddy?
Yes.
Mr. Willens?
Yes.
Chairman Irakane?
Yes. Result is the variance is granted. We'll memorialize this at our first meeting in September, and then you'll be free to proceed. Good luck.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you for coming out. I don't seem to have R&R. Is that possible?
Which one is it, Bob?
The last one.
Fowl house? No, I don't have R&R. That comes separately, or?
One of them I mailed out separately, and this might have been it.
And I had two envelopes.
what's the next one? 204?
Yes.
Let me see if it's attached to something else here.
I had my full packet.
All right.
Do you want to borrow mine?
Uh,
Do you keep
if you
yours?
wouldn't mind, I would,
You can borrow mine. Does this sound to him? Thanks. Yes, it does.
Patel, Simon.
You wanna,
I think it was in a separate package. Yeah, maybe I missed that envelope. Tell you, the mail has gotten horrible.
Why don't you get your mail-in ballot?
Okay, case number 2006.
Okay.
R&R Enterprise LLC, 15 Norman Avenue, seeking variance.
Chairman, give me a second, we're going out of sequence here,
What's that?
I thought we were gonna do 2004 next.
No, those are carried.
right, but we have
This
to
is the
announce.
last case.
What case do you have?
The
2006?
last one, 2006.
Okay, so 04 is a carry?
04 is a carry, 014 is a carry, and 08 is a carry.
Well,
I'm
the
sorry.
2004, we're carrying to September 16th.
Do we have to carry that case?
Yes.
All right.
The Simon application 2004, they did everything they had to do for proper noticing, but for some reason, the Daily Record did not publish their ad.
Okay.
They fully, complied with the neighbors, so we're gonna carry it. All they're gonna do is publish their new date. And for anyone interested, we are carrying it to September 16th.
Okay, do I have a motion to carry to 2004 to September 16th without, with paper, with no, notice in the paper, but no further notice required?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Josh Schwartz.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, now
All
we're
right,
ready.
do we have dates for 14 and 8?
No,
No, they have new dates, so notice for that.
And did you want to make an announcement about the first one, 1968?
no, that one
Nope,
also.
I have to give them a new date as well.
So that's a carry without a date.
Right.
Okay,
Good afternoon.
good afternoon. You're gonna be, why don't you swear him in?
Just 1 second so I can
Okay.
correct my notes here. Sir, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give before this board shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
If you could please state and spell your name for the record.
Irfan Hassan, IRFAN, HASSAN.
Mr. Hassan, you're the owner of the property?
Yes, I am.
Very good, thank you. Chairman?
Okay. So you have a piece of property, you get another substandard lot, allowed is 6,000, so there's 4,000 a lot, and you've got a front yard, existing condition.
Chairman, I apologize, I just noticed something. The application is from an LLC.
Yes,
That is correct.
Who are you with regard to this LLC?
I'm the owner, one of the owners. The other owner is right here. She's my family member. She's my sister.
Okay, so in an LLC, you have members? Are you a member of the LLC?
That is correct.
Okay, would you be the managing member?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
thank you for
I
clarifying
apologize.
that, very,
Be
very
here
good.
without a lawyer?
What's that?
Can they be here without a lawyer?
Technically, a corporation needs to have a lawyer.
Not an LLC though.
Is that the
Not an
procedure
LLC.
before this board?
Yep,
Yeah?
we've done them before.
Okay,
LLCs and partnerships do not need them.
if that's the procedure for the board, I'm fine with it. So you are, sir, the managing member?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. And you are authorized to represent the applicant?
That is correct,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so we have a series of deficiencies. The first two are, I'm assuming you can't buy any more property, right?
I cannot, there is two existing houses,
Okay.
two-story houses next to it. That is
Your,
correct.
your side yard, you're requesting a 2-inch variance on the side yard and a 4-inch variance on both yards, both side yards. You want a variance for an air conditioning pad, okay?
Right.
And open deck 5.8 feet. Plan and design standards for the driveway. You're allowed 5 feet, you're proposing 0.8 inches,
Yes, Your Honor.
or is that 0.8 foot?
So it's
0.8 inches would be this much.
Yeah, it's feet. Yeah, it's feet,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Probably a
right,
typo in there.
and building coverage 30.55, yards and courts open deck 33.35, and impervious coverage 48.05. So when all is said and done, for the most part, your variances are driven by the fact you've got a substandard lot.
That is correct.
And are there other 40 by 100 lots in your neighborhood?
There are few in the neighborhood.
And the house that you're going to build, will it be in conformity with what the neighborhood is gonna look like?
That is correct, because both of right and left side are two-story houses, and that's what I'm building as well.
And the side of the house where the air conditioner is going to be,
Right.
do you know approximately how far off the property line that house is?
About 6 feet.
About 6 feet, okay?
Not from the AC, from the wall of my property is 6 feet to the other property. So the AC is probably 18 inches or 24 inches, so, it's like 4 feet.
Okay.
Do you know how far the house to the right. If you're standing in the middle of the road looking at your house, to
That,
the right is off the line.
that's 6 feet or 5.8.
You know the 10-foot rule, right? If you don't have 10 feet between your wall and his wall, you have a totally different construction requirement.
Okay,
It has to be fireproof, basically.
okay,
You know that you're not gonna be less than 10 feet from his house.
right, that is correct, yes. But we are,
I'm just asking.
yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
So you're 5'8" and he's 5'8" off his.
Well, we don't know what he is, because
Okay.
the survey, they're not testifying, or
Okay, got
the
it.
survey isn't saying that two-story frame dwelling is where he shows it. It's just, it's
He's
there.
5'8" from his
Yeah.
property.
That's from his property line. We don't know exactly where his wall for the building is on this side, because I did survey for my lot. So it
And-
could be 10 feet.
And he knows what's going on? He knows you intend on building a house?
Yes, absolutely.
Both sides?
Yes, absolutely.
And no one has a problem with the air conditioner being on the side? Did they know that?
No, they did not tell me any problem, because I approached them, I told them, they were actually happy, some of the neighbors, because currently the property is rented, and we are having issues with the tenant as well, big time issues. So they are very happy the tenants will be moved out and a homeowner will move in.
What's on this property now?
It's a single-story frame building there with a 780 square feet.
One of the
Little bungalow?
Small, exactly, bungalow, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions by the board? I will state for the record, there are no members of the public here, so I will not ask for questions from the members of the public. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
I will also state for the record, there are no members of the public here, so I will not ask for anybody who objects or agrees with this application. Therefore, let's go to a recommendation. Mr. Jaskowitz, you're doing a great job tonight.
I'm gonna keep it up, sir.
Oh, good.
Being that your neighbors seem to be in favor, as you say,
Thank you.
and you're improving the look of the area, and you're gonna conform with the look of the houses on your block, I'll be voting for it, and recommending everybody do so.
Volunteer to frame a resolution?
I'll do it. Application 20:6, R&R Enterprise LLC, 15 Norman Avenue, Block 557, Lot 30, Zone R-4, to construct a new two-story single-family dwelling with open deck, no stairs, contrary to section 430-35, column 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, and 13, as well as 430-275-10, 430-10-I.
Is there a second?
Jaskowitz.
Any discussion? Nora, please call the roll.
Mr. Jaskowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Parikh?
Yes.
Mr. Prasad?
Yes.
Mr. Reddy?
Yes.
Mr. Willens?
Yes.
Chairman Irakane?
Yes. Result is the variance is granted. We'll memorialize this at our first meeting in September, and you'll be free to proceed. Good
Okay.
luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Have a nice evening.
Have a good night.
Oh, I just found our R&R. It was behind my house.
There another case?
No, we're done. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
It was good seeing everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Good
I don't know
job,
why
Bob.
we couldn't have done this 6 weeks ago,
When's our next meeting?
right? Am I wrong?
I think it's the,
Right?
September
Counselor, am I right?
You plan LLCs appear without counsel?
Yes, I'm sure of it. And I remember one going back 20 years ago.
We are.
Now, who are you?
Are you, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that ability.
Sometimes do, sometimes.
Yeah, it goes by ordinance.
Oh.